and I just wanted to do a quick update on what I've been up to and kind of give you a reason for what's going on here. So, the maturity project itself, I've realized that one, it does have a very significant altruistic approach. The intention is to help people become well rounded, really just develop themselves so that they're less likely to be taken advantage of and that they have a more satisfying experience in life. And it's breaking, all of that down in 8 different areas, which, you're subscribed to the channel, or if you're not, it gives you an idea about what we're up to. And I've got a lot of videos on that. But I've realized that in order to get people to truly be motivated to make changes necessary to truly find this, is you got to either have a high pain point, consistency in relationships failing, or a very meaningful situation that didn't turn out to go the direction that you wanted it to, things like that. It's truly challenging, for people whenever they have that one occurrence, and then life, lightens up and they get into this repeating cycle where, okay, life is lightened up, but now I'm back to, it's not that really that important. And the amount of effort it's going to take to continue to stay focused on this when the motivator has died down or is completely gone, people just typically abandon that growth pattern or that process that they're putting themselves through for growth. So I've realized that in order to really get people to make a viable change, best way for it is, or at least a more effective way, is to tie it to their paycheck. No, and when I say tied to the paycheck, what I mean by that is, if you have a reason to keep coming back to what the stimulus is, right? The thing that you want to change, or yeah, if it's the thing you want to change, yes, and you have a reason to keep going back to it. But whenever it alleviates, you get into a new relationship. Perhaps you start forgetting the pain enough that you're not distracted by it, and then you can just do life again, whatever. Or you learn to just deal with it if it's something that's not relationship related, but maybe it's a physical issue or something. So, and instead of really continuously rebuilding and developing yourself or taking a different path, it's just, okay, I'm distracted, let's go. So, what I've spent the last, it's well over a year, working on is called, TAD Goodworks. And TAD stands for the American Dream, TAD. And we do that through Good Works. Now, this is it has the full maturity project involved in it, but it's more towards community business. The community and business are the two areas of maturity that it predominantly has a starting point on. So that's a big part of what I've been doing lately, has been focusing on TAD Goodworks. I'm a big advocate for the trades, and you know academia has finally shown its face that it has failed us. So it still has value, don't get me wrong. But when you go to college, you go for the subjects, you go for the degree you're after. The outcome that you get is, unfortunately, sometimes they add stuff to the degree that is not related to what you went for. So now, what I'm doing with Tad Goodworks is to help people make sure we employ the future. We have AI coming where it's going to be replacing more and more jobs, especially with data entry or data analysis, or processing. It's That's going to threaten a lot of jobs in that arena because basic companies look at lowering their costs through reducing manpower, and if they can offset that by replacing people with technology, they're going to do it. We've done it. We've consistently done it. It doesn't mean that we're going to be completely eliminated. That's not how it works. But it will take out some of the sectors. So if we want to make a change, we've got to employ the future. In order to employ the future, we need to make sure that we're putting effort into doing so. So entry-level jobs, increase in minimum wage. By a drastic increase in minimum wage, what happens is that the food or the product or the service has to go up in order for the company to maintain its margins. Most people don't know that much about business. They just say, I'm owed something. Um, so we have to do things in order to change. If we really want to really make a difference, we got to start working on this because businesses are going to do what's in their interest. If it is replace people by putting machines in, entry level jobs are and minimum wage jobs are designed just for that entry level. You develop the skill sets in order to be promoted and move up in the company or get a different job that's going to have use of those skill sets. If you stay at minimum wage, unfortunately, um, you're going to be challenged. So, if there's if it doesn't make sense, then by all means, continue doing what you're doing. But what I'm out to do is to help people make better sense of things so that they're not structured or stuck with it so much. So as far as that goes, we have to start employing our future by developing people. You're not going to likely be able to go into a lot of fast food restaurants and get a job, or at least our kids won't. Because they're going to have machines doing the majority of it. Kiosks already put in, and you can see advertisements all over the place for specific basic functions, flipping fries and burgers and the rest of that stuff, and salting and all of that. It's very simple. So anyway, what I've been up to is really working on Tad Goodworks. It involves the Maturity Project. So moving forward, it is to help people develop. It's more like an apprenticeship approach to things. It does tie them to business. It ties them to their paychecks, and it gets them opportunities to develop them. So if you want to see the future be bright for our children as well as for ourselves, and it benefits you in the long run too. Don't forget that. Um, it's going to be, you know, unfortunate, but when we get older, people are going to need to take care of us. You know, and if we've got a bunch of robots, don't concern yourself with whether or not they're going to care about you. It's just going to do a basic function and leave, and that stuff can suck. So, anyway, all right, wanted to jump on here real quick just to give a quick little update to the Maturity Project and what I'm up to, and by all means, let's figure out a way that we can actually bring ourselves back together, care for our communities, and get a renaissance to the American dream, and also employ our future. So, with that, stay tuned. There's more coming. Tad Goodworks itself will have its own channel. It already has been set up. I just need to start posting things in it. So, but anyway, thanks for yeah, checking in, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. Let's grow together, shall we? So yeah.